Good day, YouTube. This is Jay Money with Falling Forward Financial. Just an update here on Google. I've talked about them in the past, not a whole lot, but I have touched on them a time or two. And they had some great earnings, some great information coming out about Google. So don't feel you can go wrong with this one, but again, don't give tax, legal, or trading advice. I wish I had a couple full shares in my retirement, but I don't. As you can see, I have a partial share here in Robinhood. So, but if you don't have $2,700 laying around, you can buy partial shares here in Robinhood. I believe you can on Webull now. I want to say you even can buy partial shares on Fidelity, and I couldn't tell you about TD Ameritrade, but maybe you can there as well. So a lot of them are going that way. If you're looking for a good partial share platform, M1 Finance is just kind of an autopilot type of a platform. You can find that in the description. Get yourself some free stock, and the channel will get some free stock here as well. And who doesn't like free stock? So, but back to Apple ticker. There's two tickers on this one. We'll look at both of them. GOOGL. Currently trading at $2,715. And you can see what it's done here over the last year. Just amazing, up over 80%. Could have got into it at 1,479. Actually a little bit lower than that here, almost 1,400 bucks. You could have got into it and almost doubled your money on it. So, and here's a look at the 3 months. So it's just been up over the last month, up over the last week, and here's just been kind of all over the place today. But I have a partial share here. I got into this one when Robinhood started doing their partial share, and bought a couple other stocks, and so it's kind of nice to show on the channel here, especially if you don't have, like I said, $2,700 laying around. There's my cost basis. We'll go over when I bought it in a moment. If you don't know what Google is, feel free to pause and go over that. Founded in 2015. We'll just call it 2 million average shares and a $1.82 trillion market cap. So just a huge company, great ratings, a 98% buy. And here's a look at their earnings. Estimated at 1921. Actual was 2726, so that's just huge. Here's where I bought mine. Looks like over a year ago, last June. You can kind of see it going up a little bit and then kind of came back down. So this one's kind of volatile. Looks like I threw 70 bucks at it, and should keep buying more, but I haven't. Here's what I've made off of it. So pretty good return. So you can see, do the math if you'd had a whole share. Here's the Class C or GOOG. Again, I threw probably about the same amount of money at it as well, and you can see what it's done here as well. Over 81% in the last year. 100% ratings on this one, so they just kind of go hand in hand. And again, the earnings. So looks like I dumped through 70 bucks at this one also, so not too bad of a return. But Google parent Alphabet reaches record quarterly revenue, profit, and ad boom. So ads are just huge, and as you're watching this on YouTube, I got my 1,000 subscribers, and so I thank you for all that. And you'll probably see some ads on my videos now, so which is all good. So, and Google gets the bigger chunk of that. So June 27, Google parent Alphabet quarterly revenue and profit surged to record highs. The company reported on Tuesday, powered by a rise in advertising spending as more consumers shopped online, and so that's just going to continue to go up. So if you're looking to get into Google, might want to wait for a pullback if there is one. Otherwise, just dollar cost average into it and buy partial shares. But again, I don't give tax, legal, or trading advice. You'd have to do that all on your own. So, shares of Alphabet, the world's largest provider of search and video ads, rose 3.3% in extended trading after the results, which doesn't sound like much, but when you're talking about a $2,700 stock price, that's big numbers. So, Shares of Facebook, which competes with Google in web ad sales and reports its own results on Wednesday, rose 1.3%. Overall, it was a stellar day for the big U.S. Tech companies. Apple and Microsoft also reported record earnings. When consumers spending more time online during the CV pandemic, retailers have been pushing to reach them there, whether they're shopping for products using Google search or watching videos on YouTube. The nascent U.S. economic rebound that it's accompanied with the vaccine rollout and the easing of restriction, and also helping as consumers are enjoying increased mobility and options for purchases of all kinds. Alphabet has benefited from the general return of ad spend and the market, and especially the balance of that in return, which is more focused on digital channels than pre-pandemic. And Alphabet said revenue from the Google advertising rose 70%. That's just huge, 70%. To $50.44 billion during the second quarter, ended on June 30th. So huge growth on this. Just think if you had an option on that, that would be some big money. If you had an option on this one, go ahead and list that in the comments. That would be interesting to know as well. Very nice car there. I've seen that Volvo, and somebody's driving and somebody's sitting in the back seat watching a video, so looks really comfortable and nice. So if you do enough videos on YouTube, maybe you can purchase a car like that once you get enough ad revenue. So that's my goal. Ad revenue for the company's streaming video platform YouTube jumped 83.7% from a year ago quarter, $7 billion, nearly as much as Netflix generated in quarterly revenue. Wow, so it's kicking Netflix butt. So outperformed our expectations across all three lines: Google's ad business, search, network, and YouTube. Principal analysts and insider intelligence, YouTube is the fastest growing segment during the quarter, and points to the continued strength of video advertising in both direct response and brand goals. Total revenue of Alphabet rose 61.6%, or $61.88 billion, well above Wall Street estimates of $56.16 billion, so that's quite a difference. A little bit over $5 billion according to IBS data and Refinitiv. Quarterly profits $18.5 billion, or $27.26 per share, beating expectations of $19.34, so almost right at almost $8 a share, so amazing. Google Cloud, which trails Amazon and Microsoft in market share, narrowed its operating loss of $591 million during the quarter. For Alphabet, analysts break down Q2 earnings. Google remains on top of the 2021 FANGs, and I've talked about the FANGs also here on the channel. Google's probably one of the bigger ones. The most expensive price, well, I guess Amazon would be higher in price, but Google's right up there. So they hit an all-new time high on Wednesday after the company reported second quarter earnings and revenue beats. Alphabet reported adjusted second quarter EPS of $27.26 on revenue of $61.88 billion, and kind of some of the same information we already went over, so feel free to pause and go over that. YouTube's total revenue has nearly reached $7.3 billion, reported by streaming video leader Netflix in the second quarter. So just huge numbers for Google. So Bank of America analyst said the earnings beat was driven in part by Google's artificial intelligence and machine learning technology. So very cool technology there and intelligence. Google remains on top of the 2021 FANG and see room for multiple expansion given. Here goes over Google's broad-based second quarter ad beat. YouTube and cloud creating value. Needham analyst Laura Martin said Alphabet has a tremendous growth outlook, and YouTube is far from fully valued. So YouTube is used a lot, but I think it could be used in other ways, and probably to make more money. It seems like everybody's on YouTube. Anytime you want to find out something or figure out how to do something, there's always a YouTube video about it. So a very good tool. I use YouTube a lot, so not only by making videos, but looking stuff up as well. So Alphabet Q2 profit rises here on the 27th. So again, kind of some of the same information, so I'm just going to slowly scroll through here. You can find this on NASDAQ.com and go over their earnings. Results show it remains king of search and video ads, and this is dated here on the 29th. It talks about Tuesday after the big bell. $57 billion quarterly profit. Earning report figures were powered by a rise in advertising spending. In simple words, this performance was enabled due to more consumers shopping online, showing that pandemic-era shift to digital is here to stay. These results showed that demand for digital service and gadgets has continued to soar. And I don't foresee that going away anytime soon, so I'm sure it's just going to continue going up. So shares of the world's largest provider of search and video ads rose 3.3% in extended trading as Alphabet results outperformed across all lines of its Google ad business, Google Network, and YouTube. And feel free to pause and go over the rest. You can find this on MarketWatch. Alphabet Incorporated stock outperforms a market on a strong trading day. And again, this is just 21 hours ago. So again, kind of some of the same information, just a different look here on MSN.com. How inflation affects stock of Alphabet, Microsoft, and Apple. There's a video you could go to and watch. Stock outperformed some of its competitors Wednesday as Apple fell 1.22%. Microsoft fell 0.11% and Facebook rose 1.49%. So if you have Google GOOG or GOOGL, go ahead and list that in the comments. Or if you have Facebook or Microsoft or just your favorite stock in general, would be nice to know as well. So over here on Reddit, Google and Google divergence today. Some big move. Earnings next week. Apple, Tesla. That's 6 days ago. Over here to StockTwits. Currently GOOGL is at 2,720. And Facebook, Google, and Snapchat. I've been hearing about Snapchat lately, so if you have Snapchat, go ahead and list that in the comments. I sold out of Snapchat a long time ago. Shares all surged this quarter on increased ad revenue. PIN should be doing the same. Unusual options alerted. $2,600 call expiring on 8/20. There's your heat map. You can Google that heat map. I use it from time to time. It's kind of interesting to see. Yesterday's price discrepancy getting corrected. We may see Google up big and Google not much. And whichever one's your favorite, GOOG or GOOGL, would be interesting to know as well. As you can see, I have them both. So, and over here on tip ranks, currently at 2,722. Strong buy with an upside of 3,147. High of 3,600, low of 2,415. We can see what the difference is here on GOOG, the Class C. and only 8 ratings on this one, so a little bit lower. So, but if you have, like I said, either GOOG or GOOGL, go ahead and list that in the comments along with your cost basis and any other information you have on Google. And if you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as subscribing and hit the bell so you're notified of when the next videos drop. Again, this is Jay Money, following Ford Financial. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.